Oh, hello there. Huh, fancy meeting you here. I was just, you know, Googling some pictures of cute puppies. You know, while I've got you, you mind if I take a moment? You see, I'm a Hearthstone player, and there's nothing that I can use to track my decks and track my losses. Oh, wait, pardon me. For those of you who don't know, Hearthstone is a game created by Blizzard Entertainment. Please don't sue me, Blizzard, if you find this. That utilizes decks and cards that players can have to combat each other. If only there were some resource. Wait a minute, I've just got just the trick! Welcome to Top Deck. This is the app that I created. Top Deck allows you to create players, add decks to those players, track your wins and losses through matchups, and then be the best Hearthstone competitor in the universe. So basically, there's a set of nested relationships that allows you to take the data that you get from the game and put it into this app to track your progress. So let's take a look at some of the features. This is the welcome page, what you'll see as soon as you get into the app. I've already created some data for us to look at, but if you click here, it'll take you to a create a player. Create a player is just simply the first part of the process. You sort of have to create a player and then create decks for the player and then create matchups for those decks. But I'll show you that in a little bit more detail. So let's go to the all player view here at the top. You can see we have 3 players, Evan, Christine, and Snorlax, and we get a sense of their total career wins at this place. You can also make players using this button right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at Christine, who is my girlfriend, is actually playing Hearthstone right now in the other room. So you can see here that in Christine's profile, we have a few things. We have this great little pie chart here that gives you a sense of her total wins and losses. So she's got 40 total wins and 29 total losses. So she's doing a little bit better than 500, which is great. It's really great in Hearthstone. So we also have this nice pie chart here, this column chart rather, that lets you know your wins and losses by the style of deck that you have created. So these 3 styles are ramp, mid-range, and aggro, and it just so happens that these are the 3 decks that we have here. So decks can have classes, which is something that's in the game, and they can also have play styles, which is sort of like the way that they operate within the game. So I wanted to be able to track not only what the classes were, but also the way that they played. So down here we have a more specific look at some of these decks that Christine has created here. Over here we have MR Paladin 2, which is a mid-range paladin. So this has a mid-range playstyle. You can see here we have a little graph that lets you know its wins and losses against specific playstyles. So it's doing very well against control. It's doing not so good against combo decks. So we'll take a look here at the show view of the MR Paladin 2. You can see down here we have the total wins and losses of this deck. You can see here it says Paladin in range. We've got a nice little symbol. And we have here 2 graphs to let us know the wins by class and playstyle and the losses by class and playstyle. And we can sort of take some of these away and put them back. Take some of these away and put them back if you want to see just certain data sets. We can edit the deck, we can delete the deck, and we have a view cards, which is going to be a feature added in soon. So if we take even closer look, even burrowing down even one more level, we can view the matchups. So these are the matchups that deck has faced against. And the only way to add wins and losses in this model is through matchups. So Christine has played 3 types of decks. She's played a Druid Control, she's played a Warlock Aggro Zoo, she's played a Paladin combo. And for those of you who don't play Hearthstone, I apologize, this is going to be absolutely gobbledygook. So here we have a nice little graph that lets us know our losses and wins again. We can change this data to represent if we want to just see the wins, if we just want to see the losses. And we can burrow down even to one more level of abstraction. Before we do, let's go ahead and add a loss here to the deck. And we can add another loss. She's not doing so well. So you can see we have 5 wins against and 5 losses against. And that's going to be reflected in our graph here. So our graph dynamically is generated by that data, which is pretty cool. So let's take a closer look at this Warlock Aggro Zoo. You can see here, we can make some edits to this matchup. If we want to, we can add notes inside those. And you can see here we have the total wins and losses. And we have these nice pie charts that represent the wins against this matchup and our total deck wins. So we can see how this is doing in respect to the entire deck itself. So that's basically the model. We've got a bunch of decks that we can look through. You can see other players. You can see how other players are doing. So if we jump over to, let's say, Aggro Pally has its own set of models here that we can then search through. So it's a whole bunch of nested relationships here that allow us to look at the different ways. And this is just sort of scratching the surface of what this particular app can do. In the future, I'd like to add cards here. This feature is not working. We can go here to this view, but we're not able to actually see all the cards yet. One of the things that I'm most proud of is these charts here. So if we go to look at Christine's page here, these multi-series charts were a pain in the tuchus to get together. And so if you take a look at some of my code here, that is represented in these lines here. Let me widen this. So essentially, what this represents is mapping through the data and basically generating placedown wins so that no matter what she adds, she's able to see it represented real time on her page so she can get a sense of how she's doing. So that's going to about wrap it up for me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Any of you who are Hearthstone players, definitely you're welcome to give this a shot. And it was so nice to get to talk with you all tonight. Take care.